Hello, welcome back to my channel Lit STEM, where logic meets language. In this video, we will explore the major themes of The Merchant of Venice and understand what makes this play so powerful and relevant even today. What is friendship in the play? Friendship in The Merchant of Venice is shown as a bond built on sacrifice, trust, loyalty, and unconditional support. It is one of the strongest human relationships portrayed in the play. Antonio and Bassanio, the strongest bond. The most powerful example of friendship is between Antonio and Bassanio. Antonio helps Bassanio financially without any hesitation, even when he is already facing risks. In fact, he goes to the extent of risking his life by agreeing to Shylock's dangerous bond. Pushpin Bassanio's loyalty and care. Bassanio is not selfish, he truly cares for Antonio. He values Antonio's life more than wealth or even his marriage. He tries to stop Antonio from accepting Shylock's harsh terms, showing his deep concern. Pushpin's selfless sacrifice. Antonio's willingness to give a pound of flesh highlights the depth of his friendship. This act shows that true friendship is selfless and unconditional. Bassanio and Gratiano, loyal companions. The friendship between Bassanio and Gratiano is also important. Gratiano stands by Bassanio and accompanies him to Belmont. Their bond represents cheerful and loyal companionship. Pushpin friendship versus romantic love. Interestingly, the play suggests that friendship can be stronger than romantic love. The bond between Antonio and Bassanio often appears deeper than romantic relationships in the play. Pushpin Portia and Nerissa, supportive friendship. Portia and Nerissa also share a strong friendship. They trust and understand each other deeply and work together to solve Antonio's problem. Their teamwork shows loyalty and intelligence. Conclusion. Thus, The Merchant of Venice beautifully shows that true friendship is built on trust, sacrifice, and unwavering support. It teaches us that real friends stand by each other, even in the most difficult situations. What does the theme of wealth show? The play shows that wealth is temporary, unreliable, and cannot guarantee happiness. It teaches us that true values lie beyond material riches. Uncertainty of wealth. Wealth in the play is unstable and unpredictable. For example, Antonio loses all his fortune when his ships fail at sea. However, by the end of the play, his wealth is restored, showing how money can come and go. Pushpin wealth does not ensure happiness. Even rich characters are unhappy. Antonio, despite being wealthy, feels sad and depressed. Shylock, though rich, is filled with hatred and a desire for revenge. Pushpin greed and materialism. Shylock values money and revenge more than human relationships. This shows how wealth can lead to greed and a lack of humanity. Inequality of wealth. The play highlights the gap between rich and poor. Bassanio, though noble, struggles financially and depends on others. Pushpin dependence on wealth. Bassanio depends on Antonio's money to marry Portia. This shows how wealth influences relationships and life decisions. Pushpin risk and loss. Antonio risks his life by taking a loan from Shylock. Similarly, Shylock also loses half of his wealth in court. This highlights the dangers connected with money. Wealth as power and freedom. Money gives control and influence. Portia uses her wealth wisely to save Antonio by repaying the loan. Pushpin inheritance and transfer of wealth. Jessica and Lorenzo inherit Shylock's wealth. This shows how wealth can change hands and affect relationships. Pushpin restoration of wealth. At the end of the play, Antonio's ships return safely. His fortune is restored, proving that wealth is not permanent, it can be lost and regained. Conclusion. Thus, The Merchant of Venice clearly shows that wealth is uncertain and cannot bring true happiness. Real value lies in relationships, love, and humanity, not money. What does self-interest versus love theme show? The play highlights the contrast between selfish motives and genuine love. It shows that true love is selfless and giving, while self-interest can damage relationships and create conflict. Contrast between self-interest and love. Throughout the play, we see a constant struggle between personal gain and real affection. Some characters act out of love, while others are driven by greed and selfish desires. Pushpin Shylock, a symbol of self-interest. Shylock is driven by greed, revenge, and profit. He charges high interest on loans and values money more than human relationships. His demand for a pound of flesh clearly shows his extreme selfishness. Pushpin Bassanio, a character with mixed motives. Bassanio truly loves Portia, but he is also attracted to her wealth. He even considers Antonio's help as an investment, which shows a sense of self-interest. This raises questions about whether his love is completely genuine. Love in relationships. The relationship between Bassanio and Portia reflects both love and material desire. It makes us think, can love exist without any self-interest? Pushpin Christian values versus actions. The Christian characters in the play talk about love, mercy, and charity. However, they do not always follow these values in their actions. This highlights the gap between what people say and what they actually do. Pushpin Antonio, true love and sacrifice. Antonio represents selfless love and friendship. He lends money without interest and even risks his life for Bassanio. His actions show that true love involves sacrifice without expecting anything in return. Hypocrisy in society. The play exposes how people claim to be moral and kind but often act selfishly. It highlights the difference between ideals and real behavior. Pushpin love versus self-interest. Love is about sacrifice, care, and giving. Self-interest, on the other hand, focuses on personal gain. Antonio represents true love, while Shylock, and partly Bassanio, represent self-interest. Studio microphone conclusion. Thus, The Merchant of Venice teaches us that true love is pure and selfless, while self-interest can harm relationships and lead to conflict. What does the theme of Prejudice show? The play shows that prejudice is destructive and divides people. It also suggests the need for tolerance and understanding in society. Religious prejudice. There is a strong division between Christians and Jews in Venice. Both communities show distrust and hatred towards each other. Pushpin Shylock's hatred towards Christians. Shylock openly expresses his hatred for Antonio because he is a Christian. His prejudice is deep, intense, and personal. Pushpin Christians' prejudice towards Shylock. The Christians also mistreat Shylock because he is Jewish. Antonio publicly insults and humiliates him. This shows that prejudice exists on both sides. Cycle of hatred. Prejudice creates a cycle of hatred and revenge. Shylock's anger grows because of the insults and discrimination he faces. Pushpin impact on relationships. Prejudice damages personal relationships. Jessica elopes with Lorenzo due to the rigid and hostile environment. This act breaks her relationship with her father permanently. Pushpin distrust and fear. Shylock does not trust Christians and warns Jessica against them. He even calls them fools with varnished faces, showing his deep suspicion. Social division. Prejudice creates separation in society. People judge others based on religion instead of humanity. Pushpin consequences of prejudice. Prejudice leads to isolation, betrayal, and emotional pain. It ultimately contributes to Shylock's downfall in the play. Studio microphone conclusion. Thus, The Merchant of Venice clearly shows that prejudice is harmful and destructive. It teaches us the importance of tolerance, understanding, and humanity. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe and follow me for more easy explanations of English literature.